Hello class 11. In this video I will be teaching you the proposal, that is the play by Anton Chekhov, the next 3 pages. Okay, in part 1 I have already dealt with the topics and I had discussed with you that what happens in the beginning of the play when the actor, or I mean the hero of the play, that is Lomov, comes and he is in a gentlemanly suit boot and he comes to his neighbor's place, that is Chuvukov, to ask for his daughter's hand. And how Chuvukov had treated him, he goes aside and he says that, you know, if he asks for money, I'm not going to give him any. And then suddenly his attitude changes as soon as Lomov says that he has come in order to ask for the hand of his daughter. And then there is a monologue which is very important, where we come to know what are the 3 reasons why he had chosen Natalia out of so many girls, and what are the criteria that he thinks is important to be chosen for a girl to be his bride, and why he thinks that the age 35 is so critical. What are the problems that he faces, you know, when he's sleeping and there is a pull from the other side. So now we come to the next part of the story, when Natalia, that is the heroine of the play, comes in. Natalia Stefanova. Well, there, it's you. And Papa said, go, there is a merchant come for his goods. How do you do, Ivan Vasilovich? Now you see, here you can also find that the father himself has considered his daughter to be a commodity, a good. And that is the reason he considers the man who had come to grab her hand to be a merchant. And as he gets inside, he tells his daughter that, you know, you go, please talk to a merchant. A merchant had come. And she is definitely very surprised to find Ivan Vasilovich, and he asks about how he is. Lomov. How do you do, honored Natalia Stefanova? Natalia Stefanova. You must excuse my apron and negligee. Now then Lomov asks that what happened, how you are doing, and Natalia says, you know, you please excuse my apron and negligee. Apron and negligee means it's the loose fitting garment that people, the ladies during those time used to wear. We are stealing peas for drying. So we are actually, they were doing something with the peas. Am I clear? And they were allowing the peas to dry. You know what is a peas? It's kind of a vegetable. Why haven't you been here for such a long time? So why haven't you been here? Sit down. Won't you have lunch? So sit down. And will you not have lunch? Lomov. No, thank you. I had just some already. So I had already had some lunch and I'll take it later. So no, thank you for it. Natalia. Then smoke. So here are the cigars and then you smoke. Here are the matches. The weather is splendid now. So the weather is good. But yesterday it was so wet that the workmen didn't do anything at all. So yesterday it rained and so the workmen couldn't do anything. How much hay have you stacked? Just think, I felt greedy and had a whole field cut, and now I'm not at all pleased about it because I'm afraid my hay may rot. I ought to have waited a bit. But what's this? Why are you in this evening dress? So you see, she's saying that she's talking about her field, and it was wet for the other 2 days and she had cut everything off. And suddenly when she had cut off, now the weather suddenly had become pleasant. So basically she had been unlucky, and now she's telling, you know, I have stocked so many thinking that the hay will get wet, and now the weather had suddenly got so well, and now my hay is going to get rot. Okay, you know what is hay? It's like khor in Bengali. And then he says that, then she looks into him and says that, you know, why are you in this kind of dress? What happened? Are you going somewhere? Are you going to some ball means party? I must say you look better. Tell me, why are you got up like that? You just tell me, why have you got up like this? Lomov. He is excited. You see, honored Natalia Stefanova, the fact is, I have made up my mind to ask you to hear me out. So I've made up my mind in order to ask you something. Of course, he'll be surprised and perhaps even angry, but now he says, you know, I have made up my mind to ask you something. I suppose you'll be angry, but I have to ask you. Then again he goes aside. I've already told you what's aside, that the focus light falls on him and he tells the audience what is going on in his mind. He says, it's awfully cold, so it's very cold. Natalia. What's the matter? Well, Lomov, I shall try to be brief. You must know, honored Natalia Stefanova, that I have long since my childhood, in fact, had the privilege of knowing your family. So it's been a long time since I know your family. Our families know each other. My late aunt, all this is a dialogue of Lomov. He just wants to be comfortable and wants to make it sure, make Natalia sure that both the families know each other well. My late aunt and her husband, from whom, as you know, I inherited my land, always had a greater respect for your father and your late mother. So, aunt of Lomov had good respect for Natalia's father and mother. The Lomovs and the Chugvovs had always been most friendly, and I might almost say the most affectionate regard for each other. So they had been very friendly, and they almost had been very affectionate, very loving towards each other. And as you know, my land is near your is near neighbor of yours. My land is neighbor of yours, means my land is located just near to you. And you will remember that my oxen meadows touch your birch woods. And now you will remember that your land, that is your birch wood, it actually touches my oxen meadows. Now let me tell you one thing very clear. In this play, you're going to learn about something like there's a land. There's a big plot of land which is divided into three parts. Okay, one is burnt marsh, other one is birch wood, and in the middle belongs oxen meadows. Now to Natalia, from burnt marsh till birch woods totally is her land. But for Lomov, burnt marsh and birch woods belong to them, and the middle portion, oxen meadows, belong to him. Am I clear? Natalia Stefanova. Excuse my interrupting you. You say my oxen meadows, but are they yours? You said your oxen meadows, but they are not yours. Means she's not confused. Lomov. Yes, mine. Natalia. What are you talking about? Oxen meadows are ours, not yours. What are you saying? Oxen meadows belongs to us, not you. Lomov. No, mine, honored Natalia Stefanova. Natalia Stefanova. Well, I never knew that before. How do you make that out? So how do you know? I don't know that. Lomov. How? I am speaking of those oxen meadows which are wedged in between your birch woods and burnt marsh. How means this is what I know. Since my childhood I knew this, and this is how it had been. So how can you just question me like that? Lomov. Sorry, Natalia. Yes, they are ours. Yes, I know what land you're talking about, and they completely belong to us. Lomov. No, you are mistaken, Honor Natalia Stefanova. They are mine. I think you're doing some mistake. They are not yours. They are mine, Natalia Stefanova. Just think, Ivan Vasilovich, how long have they been yours? You just tell me how long they have been yours. Lomov. How long? As long as I remember, they belong to me. Natalia Stefanova. Really? You won't get me to believe that. Really? I don't think so. Please don't make me believe that. That is what Natalia is saying. Lomov. But you can see from the documents. So I have the documents. You can see on Natalia Stefanova. Oxen meadows, it's true, were once a subject of dispute. But now everybody knows that they are mine. So everybody knows now that they are mine. It had been once a subject of dispute. There was a problem about it. But now everything is clear. I have the documents. I can show you. There's nothing to argue about it. There's no discussion after that. You see, my aunt's grandmother gave the free use of these meadows in perpetuity to the peasants of your father's grandfather, in return for which they were to make bricks for her. The peasants belonging to your father's grandfather had the free use of the meadows for 40 years and had got it in the habit of regarding them as their own when it happened that. Now you see one thing. If a thing, suppose nowadays it's like a rent house and whatever, if it belongs to a person, a specific person for more than 2-3 years, that automatically belongs to the person who is dwelling in it. Now maybe so that Lomovs had owned it, but as Natalia's mowers or peasants had use that land, and that's been for 40 years, so now that land automatically will be transferred to them. That is how the rule and the laws are. But obviously documents, the lawful documents regarding the land had something else to say. So what happened, his aunt's grandmother, they had told that okay, they can use our land, and instead of using the land, she had not asked for money, rather she has told the peasants to make certain bricks for her. Now after that they had all died and all, but the land still belonged to Natalia. That is what she is thinking and that is what she is saying, Natalia. No, it isn't like that. Both my grandfather and great-grandfather reckoned their land extended to Burnt Marsh. Both of them, my grandfather and great-grandfather, means his grandfather, both of them had said the land belonged to them. And it belongs till the Burnt Marsh, means from Birchwood till the Burnt Marsh, means the total 1, 2, 3. It means that the second plot also belongs to us. I don't see that there is to argue about. It's simply silly. So there's nothing to argue about and it's very simply very silly, Lomo. I'll show you the documents, Natalia Stefanova. So I'll show you the documents and then I think you will be able to realize. So that is it. They are now our first quarrel of the play had already started, and you can understand this is about the Oxon Meadows. Now, as here in the play, you will not get any clear-cut answer that who is telling the right thing and who is telling the false thing. So nowhere in your answer can you write that this person was wrong and this person was false and this person was a liar. You can't say that because the writer has not yet mentioned. But as I have told you, you can assume that since Lomo is saying that he is having a kind of document, so maybe he has some kind of a proof. Thank you, children. In the next video, I shall continue with the next 3 part, and the link of the next video will be given in the description of this. So thank you.